And in a couple of years, this game might be fucking awesome.
Yeah, because
and I think the problem is, I feel like it was with all the betas and all that. It was built up to be more at launch, but I don't know. They just got away with it. I think.
I don't know if we can put that out Rare's door because I can't find anything where they say there's going to be more or going to be less than there is. You know, maybe the implication was there because they showed a lot of kind of emergent gameplay, but I don't think they explicitly said.
Why do you think they got more of a pass than No Man's Sky did? Do you think it's because they had more? Do you think it's? I think it must be because they had things like betas and like No Man's Sky was like no one knew what they were going into until launch.
Well,
whereas this had, you know, it had at least the alphas and the betas, so people knew what was there before launch. Rare said a lot of stuff, whereas No Man's Sky was like they were very cards close to their chest.
Well, Sony said a lot of shit about No Man's Sky. Cause, like, remember, it was an indie project, then Sony got hold of it and hyped it to death, and that's why people were so mad. But I think this gets away with it because the core of this is really good. The sailing mechanics are great. The game looks great, whereas a lot of No Man's Sky when it first came out, the flying mechanics were horrible. Like when you're near a planet, you can just hover at one level and drift about at that level.
That's very true.
You know, so the core wasn't good, and there wasn't a lot of depth to it. So
yeah, that's fair. That's fair. And I think inherently this being a multiplayer experience with these kind of fun elements makes it more enjoyable. Whereas No Man's Sky was a solo experience, and obviously that solo experience there isn't anything to do or anything, no enjoyable gameplay loop, then you're kind of fucked.
They also lied about No Man's Sky. Like they said it was a shared universe, and on the first day, 2 Twitch streamers somehow ended up on the same planet in the same place.
Saw that, yeah.
And they could, it wasn't even that it was a glitch because they checked. Some nerd went and checked the connection data, and no location data was being broadcast about either player. Like so, the information to send to another player didn't exist.
I find it. Yeah.
I'm proposing a voyage.
Maybe I was a bit too rash to say that. Did I put it on it? Yeah.
I mean, people are calling this No Man's Sea, which you know. Oh bloody hell! It's 3 viddles. Sunken Cove. Where's that?
Maybe they are only similar in the fact they're meant to be incremental games. The thing is, I think I'm more disappointed with this one because I see it has so much potential.
Yeah.
And like it's like it feels like everything's, you know, it's like keeping something just out of reach. You know, it's like why isn't there another frigate for 3 players? You know, why isn't there a body to the Kraken? Things like that. You can see that they want to do it, or you can see that they could have done it, but they just haven't.
Again, the thing that gets me is the only way to progress is gold. That
really
just stupid.
That really fucks me off. And I think that's what. And like, I see people on the Reddit all the time. Because I do check the Reddit quite a lot, just because I'm intrigued by people's opinions. And like, so many people are like, "Oh, gold only progression is fine. I don't mind it. It's okay." And I'm like, you know what? Good, yeah, fair play for you for thinking that, but I don't understand how they can find that satisfying anyway. Like in terms of progression, like a 2-hour game session can feel fun and can feel like a nice closed experience. But the problem is within that 2 hours, you're not making progress. Like in the grand scheme of things, you're making fuck all progress because you're maybe gonna get like I don't know, a couple of thousand. What are you doing?
I'm doing a handbrake turn.
Because you might get like a couple of thousand towards a new cosmetic. So maybe like, I don't know, fucking 10% of that new cosmetic. And it's like, that hampers this experience massively.
Right, here's what gets me. You remember when EA did they ask me anything about just after the Battlefront 2 launch? And they had the most downvoted comment of all time with that shit about
sense of player achievement. And
we want to give you a sense of accomplishment and progression. And Reddit hated that shit. And then we've got this that, you know, it takes, I don't know, probably like 40 hours to unlock some sales. And Reddit's, a lot of Reddit's defending it.
And you know what's fucking amazing, right? everyone, like, all the posts on Reddit that are like, oh, look at my bad boy ship, and they all look the fucking same.
Yeah.
They're all black. They've got the black sails. They've got the shitty black colours. Even the fucking colour schemes you unlock are shit repaints. It's not like you're getting a fucking sick skin of like the Flying Dutchman
Yeah.
or like the fucking Black Pearl. No, you're just getting some shitty paint job.
Yeah,
bizarre.
and you know, one thing they will definitely add more of is ship skins, because that's easy. That they can just like leave their artists. Yeah. You know, the game's out. You don't. You know, you might need to design Kraken's body at some point, but all your job right now is just draw ships, make them cooler.
Yeah. You go on fucking Microsoft Paint and change this colour to blue. Charge 70,000 gold in for it in game.
They should have loot scaling, and they don't, and it drives me wild. That I should be getting more gold with the gold hoarders because I'm high reputation than some dickhead that's just walked in off the street.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Was that a chest?
I
want
to... a rowboat, look. Teasing us.
Yeah, a feature that they're excited to implement, but isn't here yet.
Oh, we had them in beta, and they were really, really fun. I think we might think about putting them in the future. Oh, great.
Is this the Western Shore?
Yeah, I think it might. No.
No. So looking for a campfire. Yeah, I'm going over there. Is that a mess? The amount of pigs that I think are messages in bottles.
It's quite two distinct looking things there.
Yeah, it's
Are you
not
recording
ideal.
this?
I am recording this. I jumped into the recording halfway through the discussion about No Man's Sky, which I was annoyed about because I felt that was quite good discussion. But yeah, no one's going to watch it anyway.
We've got to include some more discussions. I think both of us have quite a lot to say on topics like that. And of course, everyone wants to listen to what we have to say.
Yeah, well, you know, there's people dumber than us that are, you know, significant influencers. So.
Yeah, that's true. Fuck off, Snake.
They spit at you, the disgusting jack. Oh, there's also a skeleton.
There's a... Fuck off, skeleton. Oh, I'm sure I on the spot. There it is. Oh, is that? What is that?
That's in the waters.
Oh, so it is. Where are these like golden barrels I've seen people on Reddit?
People, more and more I'm seeing people talk about sunken ships. As,
yes.
Like, because I've never seen any of the rare chests that you like get you drunk or like piss water onto your ship or anything like that.
Yeah, so, I saw it. I've got quite a fun little strategy someone talked about, but I don't know whether they've done it. Where they find one of those chests, just like hide it on their ship somewhere, so they're
yeah. And since you know the only thing that chest can give you is like maybe I'm getting quite a lot of lag suddenly.
Yeah, I've got a big spike there.
Yeah, since it's all going to give you is 2,000 gold and who cares, then there's basically no cost to just leaving that on someone's ship. Even if they hand it in, you've made their day better, or you've sunk their ship. You know, it's win-win. You got to be a dick or you got to help.
That was weird. I couldn't go up the ladder then.
Lag spikes.
Yeah, maybe we should do a bit of that. Go like...
Oh yeah, if we see a wreck, we're going to it.
No wreckies. I think wrecks are way more infrequent than they were in the beta.
Yeah. But again, that would make sense because, you know, the beta, they want to show you all the shit.
Do you think we'll come across a Kraken?
I wouldn't want to let my heart believe. Crooked masts.
People being like, oh, isn't it great when someone steals your chest and the Kraken gets them? Like, yeah, if the Kraken wasn't like some fucking golden goose that popped up every like 1 in a million times.
When I was looking for the island for the when we just left, it was right next to the ship, and I looked at so long. So I'm trying not to embarrass myself here.
Where are we going? Crooked
Masts.
I recognise the name. I've been there before, I think.
I think I have too.
I've got I think it's a bit south of where we are.
Oh, there it is.
There it is.
I think I went past that many times, so it's southeast.
Okay, slightly the wrong direction.
Right, I'm gonna go up the crow's nest and look for shipwrecks.
This is I had a encounter with a ship when I was doing solo in this.
You are seeing these rocks, right?
Yeah, don't worry. I'm a master navigator. Pardon me.
Sorry, you were saying something and I interrupted you to avoid
No, I was just saying I
grizzly
had
death.
an encounter with some people. They had Austin powered their boat in this island here, and like they were properly stuck. And I was gonna be nice, and I'm gonna help them get out in that little atoll bit. And so I got off, and I was like, okay, they're trying to get out, and they're not killing me. So as soon as I got on their boat, they shot me, and I was like, well, fuck you then. So I literally just like parked my boat up at an angle where they couldn't shoot me, and just fucking peppered them full of holes. And the thing is, they were like, I don't know, Norwegian like preteens.
I mean, if you're gonna be a dick, you know, chat shit, get hit, and all that.
Yeah.
Do you know there were like some footballer came up with a new version of chat shit, get hit, which was chat shit, get banged. I'm like,
Banged.
that is just the
Banged is like so fucking. That was like what people used to say when I was at school. Get banged. Get banged.
Because to me, banged
bang you
means
up.
like, oh, that's what like a car can be banged up, but to me, getting banged means like.
Getting banged means like, you know, having sex.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, it's a chav colloquialism, really.
Yes, when there's so far beneath us. No.
Well, it fucking, yeah, it's a subset of culture that I don't participate in particularly.
Yes.
So I can look down on it. Fuck 'em.
Oh, it's this island directly in
I
front of
just
us.
flagged off the boat.
Really?
Yeah.
So maybe you haven't sorted all of your... Ooh, there's barrels over there. I'm gonna go get some cannonballs
I'm coming,
while
skipper.
we wait for you to come back.
Why are there more ship types?
What? Like, instead of having a galleon, you could have like a... Think of any ship from Assassin's
Frigate.
Creed Black Flag, like a frigate or like a man of war with 8 people.
Yeah. Why aren't there? Why
Can
don't
you imagine a server with 6 man of war? So when you get in a fight, it's like just like 40 cannons going.
Fucking awesome.
Maybe they will. I don't know. Maybe that's the man of war DLC.
Why not do it at launch? Why not give more players more options at launch? Why not make a frigate that has 2 sets of sails that 3 people can control? Well, that has a couple of cannons on either side.
Yeah, I think like a mid-tier ship with 2 cannons either side is a smart thing. Do you think about it? Like, you know, I know it's twice. You know, four players is twice as many as 2 players. That's math checks out. But they can fire 4 cannons simultaneously when they line up a broadside. So the potential for destruction is so much higher.
Yeah.
I think sharks only come out in shallow water. I say as I nervously look around for a shark. Or near stuff.
I think it does happen when you're nearer things.
Yeah, because... and also, I wish that stuff carried between games, so the fact we have 50 cannonballs, when I log back in, I would like to have 50 cannonballs.
It's roguelike.
Wait, where are we going? Oh, we're going over here. The wind's again completely against us, but that's fine. We're
It
going.
always happens. Like, literally every game I played of this fucking game. Like, it just puts you...
The thing about it,
6 ships to a server is too little. Too few,
Well-
sorry.
yeah, to get it right, damn it. When I want to do quests by myself and just get on with it, I think 6 is a good number because it allows you to occasionally run into them and have fear. If you know, there should be maybe a server selector where I can select a PvP server.
Yeah.
You know, where there's like 12 ships, so you
Yeah.
can always like be sure of a fight. Maybe. Ooh, I'm gonna finesse this. Can I have less sail, please?
Yes. Looks like you're gonna finesse us right into the fucking rocks.
No. And if we do it, it's because you didn't take the sails down fast enough. And if I get it right, it's because I did it perfectly. I'd say that was pretty good teamwork.
That's pretty good. That's like nearly my tier level. Congratulations.
Oh yeah, wait. I've got find the 3 Painted tentacles. I wonder what this journey will yield. Stride 6 spaces, rust by northwest.
Those ones that are right up there.
Oh, yeah, it looks... Yeah. I wonder what this journey will yield. I suspect I know, to be honest with you.
Yeah, a fucking chest worth about 2 gold. Maybe I'll get that hat I want.
Yeah.
Can you, like, try out... Oh, there's a fucking chest just sitting on top of the castaway chest just sitting on top of a rock up there.
Oh, that's what, 95 gold. Yeah. Although the first chest I ever found was a captain's chest, which I can't really complain about. Michelle's going to clank about in the background, so...
Can you try on items before you buy them?
I don't believe so.
That's fucking wank, then.
West by northwest. West, north, that way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Put that chest down, 'cause I'm about to be attacked by,
Oh, I got it. How do I put it down? Oh,
X. It's also who's going to give it to you.
X, gonna give it you.
I used to really like that song. And then I turned 5. That's it's an alright song, actually. So another Mortar's chest. That's like another 600 gold, I think.
Great, I can afford like a 10th of, I don't know, a glove.
And again, let's give them credit. If we hand in a chest worth 1,000 gold, we each get 1,000 gold. They have made that scale properly. You know, imagine if we handed this in and we each got 300, because it's just halved, and screw you.
So I probably wouldn't be any more or less angry at them, because I still feel like
because it's
cosmetics is such a pipe dream in this game that like it's as far away as it would be if it was that amount.
There's a difference between 2 meaninglessly small amounts of money.
Yeah.
Hey, okay, a hidden cache awaits your eyes on Shipwreck Bay. Ah, there it is. Northwest. So the opposite way to what we're facing.
I just want to make it clear, this isn't a bad game. It's just a fucking empty game.
Yeah. And the fact that we keep getting drawn back to it, despite the fact all we do is complain about it, means like there's definitely a solid core here.
Yeah. There's a gameplay loop there, and there's an enjoyable, because you know when you're sitting there and you're like, oh, I could go for a couple of hours of doing potter around on a ship. Who knows what it's going to lead to? There might be some fun, and I think we're very much in that stage at the moment because we've. Oh god, I'm just realised I stood up to crack my back and I didn't adjust this thing. And we're still in that stage because we haven't burnt ourselves out on it. But if we had been playing this for, even like 3 hours a day, since launch, we'd probably be like, fuck this.
When I said west-northwest, what I meant was due west. I don't know how I fucked that out that badly, but I did.
To be fair, I didn't even hear the first one. It's just a miracle we're going in that direction. Why can't Reg make another fucking bandit? Actually, no, fuck that. Let the people make those kind of games now.
Because the thing is, because this is going to be so, like, squeezed out over such a long period, they're not going to be working on anything else. So,
yeah,
let your Banjo-Kazooie dream
Microsoft
die.
would never let them make another Banjo-Kazooie anyway, because even who wants a license to rip money? Plus, all the probably original team aren't there anymore anyway. So. And some of them went on to play Tonic, and they fucked that right up. I don't know how they fucked up Ukulele so much. I watched a good breakdown of it, and some of the fucking errors they made, in terms of world design, make me want to cry. The only advantage they had is they had Grant Kirkhope on the soundtrack.
I feel like they ran out of money because the first world is meant to be really good. We're going to this cluster of islands over here in the middle of all these rocks to the right. First world's really good, and then it just kind of deteriorates from there. I feel like, because it was a Kickstarter project, they estimated how much money they'd need, and they added so many stretch goals, and they just eat into your additional money. So they got this thing that was suddenly way too ambitious, and they ran out of time and money and had to release it to be able to recoup their losses, and then they just completely shat the bed.
Yeah. And on the video I watched where they're thinking of things about the original Banjo-Kazooie where you have the note locations and the jiggy locations, and then in this guy was like, okay, so let's apply that. Notes, for instance, in Banjo-Kazooie, very much like coins in Mario. You know, they lead you to a destination, and if you're offered like a few trails of notes, it offers you the chance to kind of like, you know, it's the start of your adventure. You know, it's the start of going down that path. And their equivalent in ukulele is like feathers or something. I don't know. And this guy was like, he just showed like the open world of like one of the worlds, and like they were just sporadically placed. Like there wasn't much care. And then like he was like, okay, in Banjo-Kazooie or whatever, you'd go down and you'd go to like you'd do a bit of platforming. You'd find like a little secret area, and you'd be rewarded for it with like a Jiggy or a Jinjo or something like that. You know, something meaningful, collectible. And then this guy did it. In like he was like, okay, let's apply that logic here. We're gonna go find this secret area. And you know, he went around the back of this temple, and he was like following like along the outskirts of the map, and all that was placed there was one of these generic feather collectibles. And it's like, that is such shit, like level design. And it's so disappointing because, you know, the style of it is bang on. The fucking, you know, the soundtrack I assume was bang on. I mean, I've got all faith in Grant Kirkhope. And I've been very, very, very glad he did a track on A Hat in Time. Where the hell are you?
I'm digging up the chest.
Right, I'm just gonna see if there's any other chests around. But yeah, and like I listened to the track on A Hat in Time that Grant Kirkhope did, and it's really nice. It's gorgeous. Shame it's not on the official soundtrack. But you know, a great soundtrack doesn't make it.
Yeah. And
It's
again,
such a shame because I think that's my favourite genre.
3D platformer.
Yeah.
Because it's not a genre.
2D platform.
It's not a genre that's had a particularly long or storied career. You know, there's famous ones like your Spyros and your Marios and your Crash Bandicoots.
Strong.
Outside of those like main ones, there's not a lot of. You know, it's not. I don't think there's a lot of them because I think 3D platforming is quite a hard thing to do.
It is
because you're watching on a 2D screen,
and you rely very heavily on, like, very tight mechanics and also level design. Like I touched on a bit there, but like you do really heavily rely on those things, and I think even if they're average at best, you know, it can really fuck your game up. You're on the ship, yeah?
Yeah. Where are we going?
It can really fuck you up.
Straight north. Oh well, we can just do another quest. Come vote for this quest.
Do another quest, there's no one around.
Yeah, sack it. Let's just maximum risk. Fill the ship with as much crap as we can.
I also am a big fan of 2D platformers. Platforms in general. Things like, I mean, I would say, just labelling some of like my favourite games. Hat in Time worked its way up there because it's charming. It's not very long, in the sense that I wanted more. When I wanted more of it.
I think that's a good time to end the game, though. You know.
Yeah, I agree. I just feel like it feels like they had more up their sleeve, and I'm like, I can't complain because what they did present was, I thought was really nice. I thought the level design in some cases was a bit like meh, like the forest level, the spooky forest level was a bit all over the place.
Go southeast.
Southeast, okay. But you know, I thought the whole design of it was actually just really nice, and it kind of hit on all the right buttons for me. And then another big favourite of mine is Ori and the Blind Forest, which again is I like stories, and I like I'm really drawn in by an amazing soundtrack, which
that
Ori
definitely has, yeah.
And it's also beautiful.
Yeah, there are some slight flaws with that game, but I do think overall it's excellent.
And then another one is the Rayman Legends and Origins. I thought were fantastic games.
I think Legends is the one I prefer, but yeah, they're both.
Well,
there's stuff in the water, so I'm going to get some cannonballs. So I'm slamming on the anchor.
I'll come with you. Legends is very good, and actually, the best thing about Legends is that you can play all the previous levels from Origins.
True.
which is amazing. You know, it's like 2 games in 1. And the soundtrack especially for Origins, was lovely. Really liked it, and I thought the art style was fantastic as well.
There's no cannonballs here.
Oh god, now I'm just listing good, like,
Just
some of my
good
favourite
2D games, yeah.
Celeste is very good as well.
Yeah, I'm sure it is, and I've heard everyone say that. I just don't fancy the look of it.
Yeah, but I get that. I think it kind of almost fits into a different genre of platformer though. It fits more alongside things like Super Meat Boy. Not necessarily, like, I think Ori in the Blind Forest and Rayman Legends sit comfortably together, but like Celeste doesn't sit comfortably with them.
Yeah.
It's a different type of game, and the story is amazing though. It's really nice story. And the soundtrack is absolutely amazing.
It's a good story, and the way it's told, like, I think there's only, like, exposition, like, maybe 5 times throughout the whole game, and the rest of it's kind of just visual storytelling.
Yeah.
But again, like, you know, Rayman, I think the engine's called, like, something to do with painting. Like, it's,
Yes.
the whole thing's centered around looking hand-painted, and Ori and the Blind Forest is the same thing. That, the second one, they won't release the release date, as far as I remember. What's it called, like, Deep Moon? Silver Moon?
Yeah, I can't remember. It's like, but I know it's about owls.
Oh yeah, the sequel is called...
But like, the only picture, like, the only promotional image, it's got like an owl, skulls, and about a baby owl. More sadness.
Yeah. What is that? I can't... I'm sure that the studio is called...
I think it's a French studio, if I remember correctly. It's the same with Rayman Legends. Like, Ubisoft Montpellier or something. It's
Moon
Rayman.
Studios. Sorry, I was right.
Oh, is it Moon
and it's
Studios?
called Ori and the Will of the Wisps.
Right. I'm really looking forward to that. Really, really looking forward to that.
Yeah.
Maybe top of my most anticipated games. Just because the first one really struck a chord with me, I think.
Yeah, it was great.
I see a ship. I see a ship to the northeast.
Planet compass northeast. Okay, that's where I left.
Yeah, there's a sail. If you have to kind of come up the back, it's I don't know whether you can see it or not.
So the island's directly in front of us. Oh right, it's tiny.
Yeah, it's not far. Sorry, it's quite far. Can you think of any other good platformers in general? Mario Odyssey is good. Mario Odyssey is a different game than what I expected it to be.
Yeah, people rant and rave about how good that game is. Like, Jim Sterling always goes on about how it's a game where if you think of something, then you can probably do it. And I'm always wary of that, because that...
Mario Odyssey, that's a very odd thing for him to say. I
Yeah.
don't agree with that.
How far through are you?
I don't know, probably just over half. But that's a massive guess, because I don't actually know. Just done New Donk City.
The example he always gives is about stacking Goombas to get to something.
Oh, yeah. You can do that.
Again, I haven't played it, I'm just going off of his words. And, you know, I have a lot of respect for him, but a lot of people don't. So...
I have big props for him, actually. I think, you know, he says a lot of shit. He's a weird guy.
Oh,
Yeah,
definitely
like,
a weird dude.
Not weird in, like, necessarily even a bad way.
It takes a pretty weird dude to create a wrestling persona when you're like
Yeah,
25 stone or something.
Yeah. The Mario Odyssey is good. It's a very different game. It's not like... I was hoping it would be more like 64 in the sense that, like, in terms of the actual collectibles and the collecting of, in this case, moons.
Yeah,
Would
because
be a
you know
bit more, like, at the moment you can't get a moon for doing anything.
yeah, they give you moons pretty freely, and they don't kick you out of the level when you get one. Which you know, I didn't like that about Hat in Time. Whenever you got an hourglass, you
That's true, but that took more of a 64 approach where the level.
yeah, there's a world state change.
Yeah, there's a proper
I should finish that game because I've recorded like the first maybe third of it, and I just haven't. We've still got another like 3 chests to get on this island, by the way.
Oh really?
Yeah.
I genuinely think the last world is best, and it's just gorgeous, and the soundtrack is fantastic for it. So I would highly recommend you just finish it because I mean, you can't be that far off now.
Yeah, you said you 100%ed it, but you've not got 100% of the achievements. So I was going to ask you what you meant by that.
Yes, 100% on the an official one. It was like I didn't know where I actually ate 100% of that. I just lagged my fucking. So I'd actually like 100% it. But like I don't mean when I say 100%, I don't actually mean like achievement. I never like achievement 100% games because I just can't be fucked half the time. But like I do, like, I'm gonna do it with Mario Odyssey, where I'm gonna collect everything. I'm just not even looking at my fucking quest. The last chest is gonna be about here.
I think it's here.
Yeah. Where'd you put that chest?
I just dropped it.
I'm looking forward to see if they do a Spyro remake. I don't know how to announce it. Not remake, sorry, just remaster. You get to bed, hun. I'll come through shortly, I think. What time is it?
20 past 10.
You're right.
Hey guys, thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. If you didn't do it earlier, please hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. There's lots more Sea of Thieves content coming. I'll see you next time.